My name is Alex. I'm 35. I'm not a writer, not a dramatic person. I'm not into shouting matches or grand revenge schemes. I've always lived quietly. I work. I provide. I love. I've never been the kind of man who keeps score. Not in arguments. Not in mistakes. Not in emotional debts. I always believe that if you love someone, you forgive. If you trust them, you don't check their phone. And if you're building a life together, you do it on faith, not suspicion. That is probably why I was the perfect victim. Chapter 1: Our Quiet, Happy Life. I met Anna when I was 26. She wasn't flashy. She wasn't trying to be anyone else. She just was. She laughed at dumb things. She didn't pretend to be mysterious or hard to get. We clicked fast. We rented a one-bedroom apartment on the edge of town. We had cheap pasta, tea in mugs, and a little ritual. Tell me one thing today you're thankful for. Sometimes it was the cat on the sidewalk who rolled over when I passed. Sometimes just we didn't run out of coffee. And that was enough. We got married quietly. No limo, no fancy hall, just a small ceremony. Her parents, my parents, 2 friends, and a cake from the supermarket. But in my mind, it was everything. It was the beginning of forever. A few years later, we had kids. Artyom and Lyra, 5 and 3 now. If you're a parent, you know. You don't just love your kids, you become them. Their breath is yours. Their pain keeps you up at night. I wasn't a perfect husband. I was tired, working, balancing diapers and bills. But I was there. Always. Anna. She was tired too. But we had our rhythm. Mornings were a mess, evenings were cartoons, and weekends were trips to the park. It wasn't exciting, it was real.
Chapter 2. Something started shifting. At first, it was small. She laughed less, hugged less. She started staying late at work more often. Her phone was suddenly glued to her. Even the bathroom. New perfume. New lingerie. The kind I hadn't seen on her, not once. I asked what was wrong. She said, "You're imagining things." I asked again. She said, "You've changed." But I hadn't. I was just starting to notice things I'd trained myself to ignore. Then came the moment I knew. One night, my son was digging through drawers looking for his charger. I found an old iPad, dusty, uncharged. Out of curiosity, I plugged it in. No password. Why did I open her messages? Maybe some part of me already knew. At the top of the list, Max Psychology. The last message read, "He doesn't suspect a thing. He'll say I stayed late. Did you get the wine?" I froze, then scrolled. 6 months of messages. Pictures. Hotel bookings. Voice notes about how he made her feel alive. How being a mom and wife had killed who she really was. And then this. Of course I love the kids, but I feel like I'm drowning in diapers and dishes. With Max, I remember him still a woman. I sat there with that iPad in my hand. My heart didn't race. It stopped. I wasn't angry. I wasn't even shocked. I was numb. A few minutes later, my son asked, "Dad, is dinner ready?" I smiled. Yeah, almost. And that night, I sat in the dark, holding both of my children while they slept. And I knew what I had to do. Chapter 3. I didn't confront. I watched. No screaming. No tears. No midnight accusations or shattered glasses. I just watched. I tracked everything silently. Every meeting, every lie, every shift in tone. I got access to her cloud backup. Downloaded everything. Organized it. Dated it. Created 3 copies. One for my lawyer. One for myself. One for later. All while cooking dinner. Reading bedtime stories. Taking the kids to the zoo. She never suspected a thing. In fact, she got warmer. Maybe guilt. Maybe relief that I hadn't figured it out. She started holding my hand again. Kissing my cheek. Calling me Bunny like she used to. I played along. Perfect dad. Perfect husband. Even suggested a family weekend in the mountains. Her eyes lit up. She cried. "I missed us. I really want to fix things." I held her. And in my head, "This is your last chance to remember what you destroyed." Chapter 4. The final dinner. A week later, I made dinner. Sent the kids to my parents. Cooked her favorite pasta. Bought her favorite wine. Dimmed the lights. Set the table. She came in glowing. God, this feels like our early days. Yeah, I said. Almost. We laughed. We ate. She reached across the table and held my hand. Thank you for not giving up on us, she whispered. That's when I stood up, took the laptop from the counter. Press play. Her voice echoed from the speaker. He's so naive. Think we're just going through a rough patch. But you're real. You see me. Then came the pictures, the texts, the hotel receipts, the screen recordings. She sat in silence, face drained of color, not crying, not begging, just broken. I slid a folder across the table. Divorce papers, I said. No legal war. No fight. But the kids stay with me. She didn't even argue. You knew? Yes. This whole time? Since February. Why didn't you say anything? I looked her in the eyes. Because you needed to see it. And I needed you to live with it. Chapter 5. Collapse. The next day, I sent everything to his wife. She packed his things, took their kids. He tried texting Anna, then blocked her. I sent her employer a quiet email. Not blackmail, just facts. She had been using her company laptop for personal escapades. 3 days later, terminated for ethical violations. Her parents? Her mom called me crying. Her dad sent one message. If you'd screamed, I would have defended her. But you were silent, and that said everything. And Anna? She tried. Texts, emails, voice messages that swung between love and rage. I never replied. Not once. Chapter 6. The kids deserve the truth. The hardest part was the kids. A month after the split, my son asked, "Is mom gone because we were bad?" I broke. I got down to his level and held him. No, buddy. She just forgot who she was. But you're perfect. I didn't poison them against her. Didn't tell them everything. But I told them enough. They stopped asking to call her. They stopped drawing mommy in their pictures. She faded. Naturally. Chapter 7. Closure. 1 year later, I saw her. In a shopping mall. Worn coat. Dead eyes. Alone. She spotted me with the kids. She froze. I didn't. I kissed Lyra on the forehead, pulled Artyom's hand gently, and walked right past her. No anger. No smugness. Just silence. And in that silence, she understood. I didn't destroy her. She did that herself. I just stopped covering for her. Because we had kids, and they deserved better than a house full of beautiful lies. Sometimes revenge is loud. Other times, it's just walking away with the truth and never turning back.
Share your opinion in the comments. Did Alex do the right thing towards the mother of his children? Subscribe and like it so you don't miss more stories.